Why are we so addicted to processed food and fast food? So imagine yourself walking down a supermarket with your basket. You walk through an aisle with all these colorful sweets, with all these chips, with all these snacks that are very indulging and are very convincing because they offer you a dopamine sort of feel. So these treats find themselves in your shopping cart. You pay for that. You walk out of the supermarket. Just as you're walking down the street, automatically you see a chicken shop, you see a Chinese shop, you see, another fast food local shop. You decide, you know what, I'm gonna walk into the local shop. You walk into the local shop and say, hey, can I order a 2-piece chicken? And he's like, yes, of course. And they ask you, what sauce would you like with that? So you decide what sauce you like. You say, barbecue sauce, please. You end up having the barbecue sauce with a smile. You put the chicken in your bag and then you go home, sit down, eat this, feel good, watch some TV and feel excited. One of the biggest growing industries is the fast food industry. Tell me a town, a village, or a city that does not have a fast food restaurant. It's either a Chinese shop, it's either maybe a Japanese shop, it's maybe a chicken shop, which are the most common ones around the street. You find a McDonald's, you find a KFC, you find every fast food company in every village. It becomes very lucrative because you walk into shops like McDonald's and KFC and they say to you, for only 50p more, you can have yourself a large drink, a large Diet Coke or a large Fanta. You say to yourself, what does 50p do to me? It doesn't hurt my bank account. You know what? I'll go ahead and have that drink. With a smile on your face, you feel satisfied. The number of people walking around on the street that do not know even how to boil water or even how to cook rice is embarrassing. We're talking 80% of the population. But the number of people who tell you where to go to the best fast food joint is appalling. So many people will tell you where to get the best fried chicken or to get you the best Indian or to get you the best pizza in any other place, but they can't even cook themselves a nice meal, a proper meal, or at least control the amount of fast food that they're having. But here is something that most people do not understand or do not know about fast food. It is not a you problem, it is a them problem. If you stick around and watch this video, I'm going to make you 2 promises. The first one is you're going to look at processed and fast food in a different way. The second one is you are going to leave this video with knowledge that you wish you knew before, but now that you know, you're going to change your consumption and how you look at the processed fast food industry. Hi. My name is Lucy. I'm a serious self-help book reader that takes all the knowledge and the skill that I get from these books, put it into practice, shares it with you, and then we can have a discussion about all these things I read about. So if you're someone who wants to change your life, someone who wants to get better in life, or someone who wants a little bit of extra knowledge, then you are on the right page because this space is one that you'd love to be part of. So let's talk about processed food and what exactly is processed food, because there is a lot of misconception when it comes to processed food and there's a lot of conversation when it comes to processed food. So processed food is food that has been changed from its natural state. This can include things like sugar, salt, preservatives, or even cooking the food in a certain type of way. But do not be fooled that buying a burger in a supermarket that you're going to try and cook from scratch is different from the one that you buy from the chicken shop. Now I'm going to tell you why. Every food you consume is processed in one form or another. It's not like you buy a chicken and you're eating a live chicken that you have cut the head off yourself and the fact that you have seen the blood coming out and you're eating it directly. No, everything that we consume is processed. The cereals that you have every day in the morning are processed as well because there is added sugar, there is added fiber, there are added preservatives in that particular cereal. Many of us, even you who is watching this video, even me myself, knows that eating fast food is not good for your health. Eating fast food is very detrimental in the long run. But why is it all the time we still pick up processed food? Why is it all the time when friends come over you order a pizza? Why is it all the time you feel like you want to have that chicken, you want to have that Chinese, you want to have that Indian in all different forms and shapes? You prefer having that than cooking a meal. So we suffer from the execution problem because we know exactly that this food is not good for us, but doing the act of stopping us from actually having that processed food, we struggle with it. But this video is going to change that narrative. Let us start on a light note. It is not you, it's the industry. So let's talk about the manipulative tactics of the fast food industry. The fast food industry employs a range of tactics that are meant to target you as a consumer, make you still consume that fast food, that burger, that pizza, that Indian, and keep you coming back for more and more and more. One of the prominent features that is used to manipulate you as a consumer is a bliss point formula. So when making fast food, the way in which the sweetness, the saltiness, the flavor of the food that you're eating is calculated in a way that it maximizes pleasurability and palatability. Food scientists maliciously, intentionally create addictive formulas that are meant to keep you hooked. I can give you a very good example of this manipulative tactic. The KFC chicken that you buy, tell me how many people can replicate that chicken. This is why so many people try to fry the chicken at home and say, I want to have that KFC flavored chicken. One time my mom said to me, how do these people make their chicken? It's so nice. I really love it. I've tried it at home to make it, but I can't make it. This is where the manipulative tactics come in. KFC being one of the biggest industries, or McDonald's being one of the biggest industry, you have to remember that it has got a team of people in laboratories, that's got a team of scientists that check these flavors, make sure that these flavors hit the right spot and allow you to keep going and going and going. So as you as a consumer, as you're beating your head up and saying, oh my God, I don't know why I can't stop, it is a manipulative tactic that has been used on you. Let's dive a little bit deeper. In the book, Salt, Sugar, Fat, How the Giants Hooked Us by Michael Moss, it sheds light on the extensive research and development that is put by food companies to understand consumer behavior. So this is done through sensory groups. So the taste and the flavors in every fast food that you eat has been tested for your own consumption. So you have been used as a guinea pig to create those flavors that you so much love and you so much enjoy without even you realizing. So what these food companies do is that they get a select group of people, they try these different flavors, and then they pick out what most people have gravitated to. And what most people gravitate to, more likely 80%, you and me would like that flavor. So that the textures, the feel, the taste is customized to an extent that I still want to have more and more and more. So let's talk about the addictive properties that are also put in that pizza, in that chicken that you're buying every single day. So a study done by Aveno in 2009, it discovered that high amounts of sugar when tested on these rats, so they got these rats and they put them in an experiment and they tried them on by putting high levels of sugar, and they found that the neurochemical that stimulated those rats was the same addictive property that was found with people that have cocaine or have any hard drugs in their system. So specifically the consumption of sugar itself, it created a neural pathway that is kind of like a reward system. I'm going to make a whole video about the dopamine notion, and I'll talk more about that sort of dopamine and the reward system, in your body. So the reward in this case is pleasure, that feel good moment, but over and over being exposed to that environment of having the sweet, so eating that your favorite chocolate, you become addicted to it. That when you feel a certain low mood, when you feel a certain sense within your body that doesn't feel right, you pick up that chocolate because it's going to give you a reward of pleasure, and that pleasure is what you're looking for. From your current state of sadness, you want to have a little bit of pleasure, of niceness, and of goodness, okay? So it has been done in a way that there are addictive formulas that are put in those ingredients that make you want to eat more and more of that fast food, and you struggle to change. We haven't forgotten the big boy in this, which is marketing and advertising. Fast food companies employ extensive, sophisticated marketing strategies to appeal to you as a consumer, to appeal to your emotions, to your desires. This can be in terms of like catchy slogans, use of celebrities, visuals, products, and nowadays social media through influencers and through creators. A couple of years ago in England, there were big campaigns that were going on to stop celebrities from endorsing any fast food companies. There was this sort of narrative that celebrities would endorse anything and people would automatically go and buy it. So the advertising has been made to target you. I can't not tell you how many times I've watched an advert about something and I want that particular product. I want to have that particular food. I want to have that feel good moment. I want to look like that celebrity. I want to feel good like that celebrity. So the marketing and advertising is everywhere you go. How many times do you walk down the street and see an advert of a fast food company? How many times do you see Subway on the poster? How many times do you see McDonald's on the poster? How many times do you see a Pepsi advert, a Coca-Cola advert, a Fanta advert? Every single time. So the advertising is intense. When you go on the underground on the tube, you find even all this advertising everywhere. So it has been targeted that the number of times you see something over and over again, you're more likely going to pick it up. Marketing and advertising is done in a way that you are meant to be their target audience. So for example, you see an advert of Coca-Cola on your way to work, you see it, on your way to school, maybe you see it on the underground, you see it as you're going into your workplace. Chances are when you finish work that day and you walk into a supermarket, or you walk into your local Boots, or you walk into your local shop, you're more likely to pick up that Coca-Cola. Subconsciously in your mind, it has registered and said, I need to have that Coca-Cola. So the marketing and advertising is working without even you knowing that it's working. Some of the celebrities I can mention that have endorsed these fast food companies are literally Jennifer Lawrence for Burger King, Heidi Klum for McDonald's, Megan Thee Stallion for Popeyes, and on top of that, she opened up 5 Popeye restaurants with her best flavor or her best sauce that she had, to kind of encourage you to go to fast food. Now Popeyes, from what I know, sells a lot of fast food like chicken and all that kind of thing, fried stuff, but recently she was she was endorsing, Popeyes, which is a fast food place, and we know the kind of influence that Megan Thee Stallion has. And then Nelly for Burger King, David Beckham, the list goes on and on and on. And if you've been watching YouTube or you've been watching any TV, you've been seeing this, fast eat, advert everywhere where they're having all these celebrities talking about fast eat. It's a delivery company, but at the end of the day, it's still delivering that fast food, so it is part of the problem. A lot of critics have said that all these adverts that have been showed in terms of fast food have been targeted to a younger audience. If Justin Bieber endorsed something, or if the the famous lady on TikTok, Amelio, if she endorsed anything, the target audience is the younger people, people from the ages of 18 to 25. That will be kind of a younger audience. So everything just makes sense until you start consuming it. Are you still not convinced? Okay, let me give you a very good example. When you walk into a KFC shop, I'm using KFC, or let's say chicken shop, you tend to buy your chicken. Chances are you pick up a fizzy drink, you never pick up water instead as an alternative. This is why. The chicken that is made, or the KFC chicken, or the fried chicken that is made in those shops, it is made really salty. That chicken is really salty. We both agree, okay? It's not the spices, but it's salty. And every single time when you have something that is a bit salty, you tend to gravitate towards a drink. That is why it always seals the deal. Having a fizzy drink after you've had, fast food seals the deal. Now, the way in which that chicken has been made makes you want to have a fizzy drink to kind of like make you feel good. So you're stacking calories over calories and calories. And the manner in which that food is made, it keeps you thinking that, I want more of that. I want to do more of that. I want to eat more of that. So everything has been made in sense that it is targeted for you to keep buying and buying and buying and buying. And I'll repeat it again. It is not a you problem. It is the industry. Some of the factors that we tend to overlook or underlook when it comes to fast food. Fast food and eating junk food has been associated with low income earners, with having less money. So people with limited access to healthy food are more likely to go for junk food, are more likely to go for processed food. And the fast food companies target a lot of people with low income. So if you look at a household here in the UK and you're trying to tell that household, with children, they're low income earners, to go and buy themselves, some healthy food, to buy themselves a healthy drink, chances are they can't afford it. But what they can afford is a 2-piece chicken that is going to cost them £2.50, or a 1-piece chicken that is going to cost them £1. That they can afford. Or a bag of chips, or a packet of chips that is about £2.50 for large, or £3.50, for an extra large, if you may say. So every single time you think about fast food companies, they target people with low incomes, and when they have low income, they tend to buy the fast food, and then the healthy living goes down the drain because they can't afford maybe to have a gym. They are too down the road or down the drain that they cannot even think about their own health, and then they feel trapped. The other reason as why we tend to always gravitate towards fast food is time. So someone with a busy schedule that does maybe a 9 to 5 or Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, you know, who is single, who is living on their own, chances are the way that they cope, the way that they eat is through fast food. For example, you work in a fast industry that requires you to be there all the time. Maybe you're working on TV, maybe you're working, you know, on radio, or anything to do with, let's say, social media, and it requires you to be on the click all the time. You're more likely to go for convenience. You're more likely to go and order food and say, okay, you know what, Uber Eats, deliver for me a pizza, or, you know, Uber Eats, deliver me some Indian, because that's what I'm going to eat. I've got no time to cook. I've not got no time to, you know, get myself those ingredients. So always time, you know, factor plays in why you gravitate so much towards fast food. So this particular segment here is going to be a hot topic. Now the hot topic is the food labels. Very many companies, they manipulate whatever they put on the food labels, you know, to lie to you, to deceive you, and make you think that you're choosing a healthier option. For example, you find a drink that says no sugar at all, no added sugar. However, if you look a little bit closely, you would understand that they are actually lying to you. Let's talk about the hidden food labels. For example, you buy a drink that says no sugar, but then it says corn syrup. Now, something that is meant to be high fructose corn syrup has been cut short to say corn syrup. They have taken the healthy part of it, which is corn, and added syrup onto it. The other name could be glucose, fructose, sugar. Okay, so what the companies tend to do is that they tend to put for you a label that looks a little bit healthier. So when you're picking it up, you're like, oh my god, I bought this drink but it has no sugar. The question you don't ask yourself is that if it has no sugar, why does it taste sweet? Because I associate things to be with sugar to be sweet. Let's look at another example, which is fat. You know, get yourself maybe anything that says low fat or reduced fat. I want you to look at ingredients like palm oil, hydrogenated oils, and cocoa butter. So what these companies do is that they break it down. They break down the fat to make you feel like this fat is not different from that fat, or it's not different from that fat. But all in all, if it's collectively put together, that is fat that is damaging you, that makes you feel like, you know what, I'm still gonna consume stuff, but it's not good. Some companies have a lot of misleading claims, you know, to sell to you healthier options, sell to you healthy things, but when you look at it, it is still processed food. It is not quality food. It is not good food. So before you think about the fact that why do I keep buying processed food, put those factors in. Think about the marketing, think about the manipulative tactics that I use, and also try as much as you can to cut the cost when it comes to time, and make sure that you produce your, you know, your own food that you've cooked. You know, cooking food from scratch does not mean it's not processed. It just means that it's a better, healthier option. So these are the tips I can say to you if you want to try to stop eating any processed food, is that you have to first of all remember everything that I said in the video. Okay, think about the marketing, think about the why, think about the end result, and think about your pocket as well. It's costly to spend on fast food, but people do it anyway because they don't have time, they don't know any better. It's the easier option. Maybe they don't know how to cook. By getting and learning a skill like cooking is a skill that you will never be taken away. It's a lifetime skill. So learn to cook. Okay, get yourself some meals that you can cook and get into a situation whereby you start living a healthier life. So I hope this video has really helped you when it comes to processed food, because it's a lot of information to digest it, but it's a lot of things that you have to question and ask yourself over and over again. So the food company have been put under fire, and they're still under fire on the fact that why are they still producing these amounts of processed food with all these calories in, and lying to people over and over again because they want to earn some money and extra money. Anyway, before I ramble on and go on over and over again, thank you so much for watching this video. Let us think before we buy. And remember, the two promises I said I'm going to tell you is, first of all, to understand more about processed food. The second one is to leave this video with knowledge and skill, which I think I have added onto your life. Okay, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.